new exemptions, including nothing but the truth. This is Ayoba 95.1 FM News. Here is your anchor.
From the live studio of Ayoba 95.1 FM, here's the news highlight. Ekiti State Governor Mr. Biodo Yebanji has said his administration would continue to support youth-driven agricultural initiatives through access to land, improved input, extension services, mechanization, market linkage, and partnership with the private sector. The governor stated this during the presentation of checks totaling 1 billion naira as profit made by the young farmers under the Bring Back the Youth in Agriculture program for the 2025 harvest season. Farouk Ahmed, the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, has tendered his resignation. This is coming barely 24 hours after the allegations of corruption leveled against him by Aliko Dangote, President and Chief Executive of Dangote Industries Limited. Benga Komolafe of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission also resigned. Following the resignation, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has asked the Senate to approve the nominations of two new chief executives for the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission. The Ogun State government has nullified the ongoing selection process for the vacant stool of the Awujale and the paramount ruler of Ijebuland. The vice chairman of the Fusigboa ruling house, Professor Fasi Yusuf, confirmed the development in a telephone interview with correspondents on Wednesday. Governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, has confirmed that the state's treasury held about 600 billion naira upon his return to office following the 6-month state of emergency. Speaking at the commissioning of the 14.2-kilometer Oboyi-Zochi Road in the oil-producing states, Awada East and Awada West local government areas, Fubara said more than 300 billion naira had been set aside in the state's coffers before a period of emergency rule, while a balance of about 600 billion naira was available when he returned to office. The federal government has imposed an immediate nationwide ban on the export of wood and allied products, revoking all previously issued licenses and permits. The announcement was made on Wednesday by the Minister of Environment, Balarabe Lawal, during the 18th meeting of the National Council on Environment in Katsina State. Lawal said the directive outlined in the Presidential Executive Order titled Presidential Executive Order on the Prohibition of Exportation of Wood and Allied Products 2025 became necessary to curb illegal logging and deforestation across the country. The federal government has said it is seeking to strengthen Nigeria's conflict prevention framework through improved early warning and response system amid persistent security challenges across the country and the wider African region. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, stated this in Abuja on Wednesday while addressing an engagement session on the strengthening and capacity building of the National Early Warning Response Group. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is scheduled to present the 2026 Appropriation Bill to a joint session of the National Assembly on Friday, December 19, 2025. A formal communication from the Presidency is expected to be read on the floor of the House of Representatives on Thursday, notifying lawmakers and staff of the President's appearance. The House of Representatives Committee on Treaties, Protocols and Agreements on Wednesday vowed to re-evaluate all treaties, agreements and memorandum of understanding entered into by Nigeria with other countries. The chairman of the committee, Rabi Yusuf, made this known while addressing journalists at the National Assembly Complex, Abuja. Yusuf lamented that over the years Nigeria had signed numerous bilateral and multilateral agreements without adequate legislative oversight, a situation he said had limited the ability of such treaties to deliver tangible benefits to Nigerians. In business, Nigeria's textile import rose to 814.27 billion naira in the first 9 months of 2025, despite repeated claims by the federal government that it is reviving the sector. Stakeholders noted that the rising importations signaled a weaker local industry and a deepening dependence on foreign fabrics. Findings from the National Bureau of Statistics trade data showed that the country imported textile and textile articles worth 228.83 billion naira in the first quarter of 2025 and 337.12 billion naira in the second quarter and 248.32 billion naira in the third quarter, bringing the January to September total to 814.27 billion naira. In entertainment, the Christian Association of Nigeria has expressed outrage over the title of a new movie, A Very Dirty Christmas. Khan said it considers the title offensive and disrespectful to the Christian faith. The Christian body noted that Christmas is a sacred season that marks the birth of Jesus Christ and represents purity, peace, love, and redemption, and in that linking such a older celebration with the word dirty diminishes its spiritual meaning and reduces a solemn religious observance to something crude and sensational. In sport, Ahmed Musa, Nigeria's most capped footballer, has formally announced his retirement from international duty, closing a chapter that spanned nearly 15 years with the Super Eagles. A statement released on Wednesday, Musa reflected on his journey with the national team and the pride he felt each time he wore the green and white jersey. After a lot of thought, I have decided to retire from international football, bringing to an end almost 15 years with the Super Eagles, he said. From the very first call-up wearing the green and white meant everything to me. And finally, on the foreign scene, the 11 Nigerian military officials on board the C-130 aircraft that made an emergency landing in Burkina Faso have been released. The soldiers were held last week by Burkina Faso authorities over what they described as violations of their airspace. The release on Wednesday night comes about 9 days after the arrest. The spokesperson for the Nigerian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kemi Ebienfan, confirmed that officials were released on Wednesday. And meanwhile, President Donald Trump applauded the ruling of the federal judge who indicated today that he would not outwalk on his multi-million presidential ballroom where the East Wing formerly stood. "We just won the case today," Trump said. "We got sued. We are donating a $400 million ballroom, and we got sued." While Trump cast it as a complete victory, the CNN reported that U.S. District Judge Richard Leon left the door open to intervening in the future. And that Ayaba Newsroom highlights the detailed and presented by Moyosola Zubar. Thank you for listening.
Number 1.